Hey, John Sonmez from simpleprogrammer.com. So I got a question here about my work week. I've been getting a few questions about how I operate and how I work. And so here's the question. This is from Sebastian. Sebastian says, John, this actually caught my eye. Every week, rain or shine, I've been doing the following: creating 2,000 to 3,000 word blog posts, writing this weekly newsletter, publishing 3 YouTube videos, publishing the Get Up and Code podcast, publishing the Entreprogrammers podcast, answering a ton of emails. Now, I understand that this is your business, and while I'm still in the process of getting there, still working a full-time job, I was wondering, what is your week breakdown? Do you work 5 days a week and then take the weekend off or to take care of other auxiliary tasks, e.g. car oil change, take the dog to the vet, whatever else, as well as spend time with with family? Or do you work 7 days a week? What if the tasks slip? Do you try to finish it over the weekend, or does it get moved to Monday? Thanks, Sebastian. So good question. This is an interesting one. I posted that list of, I think this was from one of my newsletter email posts, and I mentioned all the things that I do every week, and that's kind of my baseline is all those things. And so sometimes it can seem like, how could I possibly get all that stuff done every week? I must work 7 days a week, all the time. And to be honest, like my working schedule, I tend to blend life and work together. So I like to, and I'm not the best at this, right? I think that I don't believe in work-life balance. I believe that this work-life balance thing is kind of a new thing that's kind of come in the information and in the industrial age. But before then, like a blacksmith, that was their life and their work, right? So there wasn't like a 9 to 5, you clock in, clock out, and then I'm not a blacksmith anymore. Now I'm going to watch football, right? that didn't happen, right? And for a lot of trades, up until kind of this industrial age and the information age, that wasn't the case. You were the baker, or you were whatever it is. And so I'm kind of my job. Like I do. This is my life. Now I'm not perfect at this, right? And I do have kind of working schedules when I work on things, right? I'm not working all the time, but I'm also a little bit more free with that, right? So I'll do some work in the evening or answer some emails, or I'm always kind of looking at things from a life and work perspective. A lot of what my work is sharing my life. So that's kind of how I think about it. As far as like auxiliary tasks, like getting the oil changed on my car or taking the dog to the vet, I don't do that stuff. So I try to, I don't mow the lawn, I don't clean the house, I don't do any of the stuff that I don't have to do. If I can hire someone to do it, right, and it's worth the money, right? So because my time is valuable, right, and I can use that time to make more money. So I try to not do stuff like mowing the lawn. Like I just had someone pressure wash my house, because I'm not going to go out there and do that stuff. Like it doesn't make sense for me to do that. Why would I do that? So I don't do that. I don't have pets because I don't like responsibility. But so I wouldn't take and plus I also would not take a pet to a vet. I know people wouldn't like that, but I believe in nature. So, but anyway, that's I know I'm going to get some flack for that one. But anyway, that's just my philosophy. I'm not pushing that on anyone else. But I don't do stuff that I don't have to do, right? So that helps as well. So yeah, so it's kind of a weird thing. So I make sure that I get the stuff done. Like I have quota systems. I try to prioritize, so I know what I got to get done during the week, and I get that stuff done, and I don't miss. I don't miss. I don't schedule so much stuff that I would miss, but I make sure that I don't miss. And sometimes I do have to work some late hours to make sure that I get something done, or sometimes I'm writing a blog post, on Sunday night when it has to go out on Monday, because life happens. But I make it my point to not miss. And I usually don't do that. I usually don't procrastinate. I usually don't save everything to the end. So yeah. So I don't know. It's really hard to answer that question, to say, technically you could say I work 7 days a week. You could say that, but I don't. Majority of my work is spent during the normal weekday working hours, and and then I just do things as I need to do them. As you find, being self-employed, if you run a business, there's almost no way that you're not gonna like work all the time. And what I mean by that is that there's not like working hours. It doesn't mean that you're constantly at your computer working on a thing, but it means that like, things come up, you got to be flexible. You might be answering emails on Sunday night or whatever it is. So you just kind of, as an entrepreneur, you kind of have that lifestyle. You never have that kind of concrete, 9 to 5. In fact, sometimes I think, oh, maybe if I just got a regular job, I could just go back to, it was so easy. Like you just go in and you do your job and then you're done and then you just relax, right? So that's one of the trade-offs is that, but there's a balance. I think there's a benefit to this is you can find a way to make everything integrated, right? I think the separation between work and life is unhealthy, and we can integrate things and make it so that we just, we are it's our life. It's not we work and then we have a separate life, but it's all together. So anyway, hopefully that helps. Good luck on your journey. If you're looking for kind of advice on, like if you're asking this to look for advice on like how could you schedule your week and how could you get a lot done, I'd say, the primary thing is make sure that you know what you're supposed to get done every week. Make sure you prioritize those things, to do those things first, and don't work on things that you don't need to work on. If you can hire someone to mow your lawn and do kind of stuff like that, so that because your time is more valuable building your business or making money, do that and don't waste that time. Try to cut out. There's a lot of unnecessary junk that you might deal with in life that you can actually cut out and just ignore completely. So try to minimize that kind of stuff. Anyway, good question, good email, appreciate it. If you like these videos, subscribe to the channel. Take care.